Hello everybody, this is Presto from the Nintendads, and I am very excited to bring you a preview of Splatoon Raiders. I was fortunate enough to be able to play this demo at Target, and it is the tutorial, the first level, and then a second level where you can kind of press your luck, beat as many enemies as you can, and dig down for some treasure. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick overview, my initial thoughts on Splatoon Raiders after playing the demo, and then you can just watch the rest of it without commentary. You could see the tutorial is just kind of the basics of Splatoon to, guide somebody who may have not played any games in the series. Just the basics of, you shoot ink, you swim through it. This feels exactly the same as it did in Splatoon 3. I think a lot of assets were reused, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But yeah, just going through, showing you that mysterious shards are the thing to collect here. And let's start out with some thoughts about what you collect. As you'll see through the demo, I'm going to pick up some items, some weapons that we're going to be able to use in the full game. So it's kind of like a looter shooter in where you pick up randomized pieces of equipment and modifiers as you go through. That really appeals to me in that sort of, not necessarily roguelike, but that like one more level kind of thing to see what you get and testing out different weapons and abilities. So yeah, I think collecting the items is going to be a big part of the progression. Customization, although I really didn't get to see any of that in this demo, is going to be a big part of the game. The difficulty of this demo was pretty promising. The levels, obviously the tutorial is just basic, but you'll see as we go through, you could easily fail these missions. These aren't what I would call, a cakewalk. I went through it easy enough. I got to play this demo twice, and both times I did pass it. But I mean, it'll test you if you're caught lacking. It'll take you out. The one thing I will say, and then we'll wrap up the thoughts here, and you guys can watch this uninterrupted, is really the power tank, or rather the ink tanks, and the abilities or the gadgets you get with each tank. And you'll see a tank selection screen after this tutorial, but basically there's 3 tanks: a speed tank, a power tank, and a tactics tank, or a tactical tank. And each one of them has different gadgets, which function as different abilities. So instead of a grenade and a special, you're basically going to have 2 mini specials, and those function on a 10-second cooldown. And once I got to that part of the demo, you can see here one of the weapons that you can pick up and then use in future runs. But once I started playing around with those abilities, that was the point that I was sold on this game. Because going into this demo, I really wasn't sure if I was interested in getting Raiders, but after I got to play with some of the abilities, I was instantly sold. Each ink tank is going to have a different set of gadgets. If you've been following along with the directs, that's not new news, but you're going to get to customize these gadgets in different ways, so you can have them do more power or more range. You can see here you're meeting your companion that's going to go along with you here, and here we see now we get to select a tank. So we have the power tank, tactical tank, and speed tank. One focuses more on mobility, power is more kind of tanky and stand your ground, and then the tactical tank is more, I guess, crowd control, or maybe like sort of an engineer type thing, because you can get like a turret. And then you can see you get the one of 3 members of Deep Cut, big man in there right now, that accompanies you as your partner. And when you do throw this into co-op, this supports up to 4 people in local or online multiplayer. Local meaning 4 people on Switch 2s in a local area network. There's no like couch co-op for this game that I know of. But yeah, you get the member of Deep Cut to assist you when you're playing on your own, or other players if you're playing in multiplayer. So you just leveled up. This game has a lot of RPG style progression. in both customizing and then actually leveling up your character. So if you fail a mission, you can always go back, equip stuff, level up some of your equipment, the weapons upgrade, the gadgets upgrade. So it's almost, it's been compared to Borderlands a little bit with the looter shooter and then the abilities on cooldowns and leveling things up. I think that's probably where the similarities end between this and Borderlands, other than they're both happening in some kind of wasteland. But yeah, the tanks and the gadgets are really intriguing to me. I think that's going to add a lot of replayability and a lot of, fun experimentation with combining different gadgets and how they work together and figuring out which of the gadgets is right for you, or if you're in multiplayer, figuring out, do you have a speed tank, a power tank, and a tactical tank, and then one extra? Is it gonna, I wonder if it's gonna be, everybody favors one specific type of tank. Lots of questions. This game comes out in a week, less than a week, in like 5 days. We're gonna be streaming it a ton, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm really glad I got to try this little preview out at Target. I think they're at Target, Best Buy, Walmart, and GameStop stores right now. If you have one near you that has a Switch kiosk, go check it out, play it. Let me know in the comments if you guys are planning on getting it, and stay fresh. Timer.